Hello. Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I'm your host, Liz, and I'm very sleepy. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Marcus, who has a blurry background.
Yes, I do. I do have a blurry background. Because Discord just introduced custom backgrounds. And my hair is like all over the place right now.
Okay, mine's super greasy, so I'm just getting it pulled back. I once again fell asleep during today's episode.
You did? I didn't even notice.
It was when you put the white blanket over my head.
Oh, you actually fell asleep when that happened.
Yeah. I have like a parrot. Make me think it's nighttime and I'm gonna just knock out.
Wow. But this was Raw. Wasn't horrible. Was strange.
Yeah, this was a weird one.
A lot of weird stuff happened, including stuff that was unplanned, like a fan attacking Seth Rollins. And that's
That was
kind of the
something.
big thing everyone's talking about today. He was escorted out. Seth got him in a chokehold immediately.
Yeah, a front face lock.
The front face lock, yeah. But Eddie Arango, one of the refs, got him off of him.
God bless Eddie Arango and Denalo. They were like the two players in the making sure Seth doesn't get the shit beaten out of him brigade.
I mean, it looked like Seth had the upper hand, to be honest.
True.
But yeah, that was crazy.
I was honestly like, everyone thought that was like somebody like ambushing him.
Yeah,
Somebody like a wrestler.
I just saw a larger black man. I thought it was like Big E or Dawkins, because he came out in like red sweats too. I don't know.
And then of course they cut away and said nothing about it. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
I was like, wait, somebody came out and they're not gonna show us?
But yeah, no, we're gonna leave that one to a mystery.
Yeah, but he was according to Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp, he was since handed over to the NYPD.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Really did take like 6 or 7 men to get this man out of the stadium.
Yeah.
I thought was incredible.
Yeah. Michael Hayes and Becky Lynch both came out. Michael Hayes came like out to the ramp. Becky was kind of hanging back at the entranceway.
Yeah, I didn't see her. I don't know if anybody who was watching saw her or if it was like only people there.
It was like people in the stadium. I only saw it from a picture somebody posted on Twitter.
Yeah. It's incredible though when you consider the fact that Seth left the ring. Seth got attacked. They cut back to Finn, but then they cut back to Seth. Like Seth like regained his shit real fucking fast, which
Yeah.
not shocking, I guess.
The man is a goddamn professional.
No, that's Becky.
The man's husband is a goddamn professional.
There we go.
Well, in addition to that, what happened on Raw, Austin Theory was the one who stole the egg because he wanted to take a selfie with it. That was dumb. He got a title opportunity out of it. That was pretty cool. Seeing the title defended on Raw it's always fun. Nice shake up. Damien Priest had an open challenge. Sami Zayn accepted. That was fun. Carmella and Zelina are the new women's tag champs. I expect that to flip-flop back and forth between the two tag teams for the next year. Riddle is now adopting a look that very closely resembles Randy Orton. He's basically copying his look, even has a goatee and everything too.
Randy's like kind of chill with it, which is weirder to me.
I think he just likes having a protege.
Maybe.
I mean, the story tracks with him because he's been kind of like he's been known for being like a untrustworthy dude who nobody wanted to be around. But now he's finally found somebody who wants to be under his wing, who will eventually betray him.
Fingers crossed.
Becky had some great promos. As usual. And I think that was everything. Bobby beat the Mysterios in a handicap match. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a really good time.
Dana Brooke is the new 24/7 champion. Who cares?
That was I don't think they've got enough women to keep that bit going.
Well, Carmella's had it before, and she was pinned, I think, by Truth.
Yeah, I don't know. Good for Dana, I guess.
Yeah. And Corey Graves, right when it happened, said, "I feel like I did this. I feel like this is my fault."
Whatever. I was just happy to see it come off of Reggie finally.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a clean ass match between Reggie and Cedric. That was very clean.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a shockingly good match. Yeah.
All right. Well, with all that said, you want to go into the news?
Oh boy, yeah. We got quite a bit of news. Some fun news, some weird news.
Fun stuff happened?
No, some weird news.
Okay.
Let's start with some non-WWE news, and we're gonna start with, I think, we're gonna start with Impact. And the first thing is that Big Cass, or W. Morrissey, is now a free agent. Which I feel like Big Cass just got to Impact, so I don't know how long. I mean, his contract must have just been like a year.
Well, he also was in a lot of tapings, I think, for till the end of the year, if not a little longer. So, because, I mean, I feel like they just started something with W. Morrissey too, like they're giving him a little bit of a push, and we'll see how that all comes down by the end of the year. He's probably going to have a match with Moose. But you know what? The dude's really good, and hopefully he makes it to like AEW or something. New Japan.
I hope he finds what he wants to do. I think he's been thriving recently, so.
Yeah.
Also, at Turning Point on Saturday, apparently it was announced that Throwback Throwdown 2 will be the next Impact Plus special. That is going to happen on December 18th. It's going to be airing from Louisville, Kentucky.
What's the name of it?
Throwback Throwdown 2.
Oh, okay.
Saturday, December 18th. It'll be live on the Impact Plus app.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the original special was headlined by Willie Mack versus Ethan Page. And this is also going to be, they also announced at Turning Point that there's going to be 2 knockout division matches for Hard to Kill, and that's going to be including a Knockouts Ultimate X match, which is going to be so fucking sick.
Oh yeah. I hope Jordan Grace is in that.
I'm sure she will be.
It'll probably be Jordan Grace, like Savannah Evans. I imagine Alicia. She's small.
Yeah. Oh, she can have like a Rohit Raju moment where he was like, "How the fuck do I get up here?"
Oh, what did he do to get up? He did something fucking crazy to get up there.
I had to like stand on some shit.
Oh,
It was
that's
ridiculous.
so good. That's gonna be
Um,
wild.
yeah. Also, to move on to some AEW news, AEW has announced when their Winter is Coming pay-per-view. What am I saying?
Event.
Their Winter is Coming event will be. It will be the December 15th episode. Which will be in Garland, Texas, I believe. So that's been announced, and I'm kind of excited because last year we got Stang, if you will.
Mhm.
Also, in AEW, um, talent is going to be one of the first people. Sorry, I've got like an itch in the middle of my back. Like pop my shoulder out. AEW talent is going to be one of the first inductees into the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame, and that is Jerry Lynn. He was announced by GCW. He's going to be inducted by longtime rival Sean Waltman.
Oh, good for him.
Yes. So that's exciting. I didn't even know anything about the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame. I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. Um, so some big AEW news is that Kenny Omega vacated the AAA title.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, dude's broken.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. With how much he's been wrestling while under severe distress and pain, it's not shocking, and good on him for wanting to do more, but knowing his limit.
Yeah.
Um.
I think he's got kind of the opposite mindset to Darby Allin, where he's like, "No, I want to be around for a while, please."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Orange Cassidy too, because that's why Orange Cassidy wrestles the way he does, so that he lives longer.
Here for a good time and a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
Which begs, I think they're doing like a fatal 5-way now for the title.
cool. That'll be fun.
Something like they're doing a multi-man match. But with Kenny no longer on the card, do we still want to do Triple Mania as our Sunday show?
It's up to you. Um, I'm happy to do whatever. I will take your direction though.
I mean, let me
At the
look
end of the
back.
day,
There is still FTR on the card. This is starting which week? 2 weeks from next week. Starting the 29th into the 4th. Oh no, into the 5th. So the
oh
20.
Jesus,
So there's Super Junior, Tag 7, Raw, World Tag League, Tag 6, NXT, Rampage, Beyond, World Tag League, Tag 7, Ring of Honor.
Beyond could be fun.
What was that?
Beyond could be fun.
Beyond could be fun, but there's another New Japan. There's GCW So High. There's SmackDown. There's NWA. There's GCW So Live. There's World Tag League Tag 8. Super Junior Tag 9. Rev Pro. Beyond Feet Fever. What was that? Bet? Okay. I'm curious about NWA. Okay, they don't have their card yet.
That's funny. I because I watch NJPW while I'm working out. I only work out for an hour and a half.
Mhm.
Usually, NJPW shit is like about hours.
Mm-hmm.
So every time without fail, I finish, because they're usually pretty good at like time limits. Workout right when they're doing their first sanitation break. Because the NJPW app is garbage, and I'm watching it on a not smart television where I can like not AirPlay.
Mm-hmm.
I have like I think two episodes of Tag and one of Super Junior that I have only watched half of because I finish watching it and like the TV goes to sleep and I come back and it's reset. So I'm like, well, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to catch back up.
Oh, I do too. I have to catch back up more than you do.
Always happy to watch more with you.
The card for Fet Forever is pretty interesting. It's got Ruby Soho versus Alex Shelley, Wheeler Yuta versus Matt Makowski. Also got Dan Barry, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, Mark Sterling and VSK, Kimberly and Masha Slamovich, Blake Christian and Alec Price, Megan Bain and Layla Hirsch. But GCW's so alive. They only have 2 matches on the card so far, but it's Thunder Rosa versus Ali Catch and Tony Deppen versus Bandito.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm curious.
I don't know when this falls in, but I do think that this won't be next week, but the week after.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the week after, we should definitely do no, because it might not be live. Never mind. Ignore me.
Okay.
For their tapings.
I definitely think that So Live is would be the GCW show to do if we were to do that. But we could also do Beyond, AAA, NWA, any of the WWE shows, or Rampage.
What I was going to say is that when we are able to watch it when it's live, or rather when it's on NJPW World, I think NJPW Nemesis is going to have to be the show for that week when the time comes. I mean, the lineup is incredible.
Yeah.
And that brings us into our next piece of news, which is that Eddie Kingston was announced for NJPW Nemesis.
Who's he fighting? Or have they not announced who he's fighting yet?
It just says Eddie Kingston in action. So far, the lineup is Jay White versus Christopher Daniels, Alex Zane versus Arya Davari, Jonah versus David Finlay, which is just fucking cruel. Fredericks and Kevin Knight versus Bateman and Mysterioso, Brody King versus Dave Dutra, DKC versus TJP, which is funny, and then Eddie Kingston. So I'm really excited for that lineup. That's gonna be sick as fuck. All right. Then some AEW talent has been announced for Jonathan Gresham's Terminus debut show. It's a debut. And so far, one of the people announced is Daniel Garcia, which is not at all shocking, if I'm being very honest with you, because Daniel Garcia just kind of having a Minoru Suzuki moment where he's everywhere all at once.
And Terminus is a technical wrestling based promotion, so of course he's going to be there.
Yeah. Really excited for whatever the fuck that's going to end up being.
I really hope we get Bryan Danielson there at some point.
I'm just excited to see like where this is going.
Yeah.
It's like outside of Gresham and Garcia, I don't think anyone else has really been announced. I know Baron Black has something to do with this too, but that's all I know.
Yeah.
And then so I missed this real quick. NJPW announced for Wrestle Kingdom 16 Night 3. It's going to be NJPW versus NOAH.
That sounds awesome.
Right now, it looks like it's going to be co-produced. So that's going to be on January 8th. Apparently, it was announced at the November 19th press conference by the president, Takami Obari. The president of GPW. And then a portion of the proceeds are going to be donated to the Japanese Red Cross.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Apparently, right now, it's saying that the first night of Wrestle Kingdom is going to be headlined by Kazuchika Okada challenging Shingo. And then the winner of that match is going to defend the title on January 5th against Will Ospreay. And the match card for NJPW versus NOH has not been announced yet. But the one thing about Wrestle Kingdom that I feel like I'm only really just realizing, this sounds like a goddamn gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. When Kenny Omega said that he had survived several of them, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so last piece of AEW news is shit's fucked. Shit's fucking weird. Shit's fucking weird right now. Andrade and Charlotte Flair no longer follow each other on Twitter, apparently. It's very...
This is very dirt sheety.
Yeah. But it's interesting. It's very peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't know what the fuck it means, but I think it's just interesting. And some WWE news. The Bella Twins are potentially working on a new fitness project with WWE. As the WWE trademarked the terms Bella Style and Bella Glam. And the filings are intended to cover categories of providing a website featuring information on exercise and fitness. So, I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
And for some more WWE news, the WWE announced an extension to its partnership with the Special Olympics, which we saw a little bit of today on Raw. And I think that's all she wrote.
Cool.
All the news I got for you today.
Cool. So then let's move on to the recap of today's Raw. It was a weird one, as we already said. So we immediately start off with Vince and his fucking missing egg. Pierce and Sonya are sitting in the room with him. And Vince says, "Nothing. The Rock gave me this. It's just that someone actually stole something from me. It's not that it's worth $100 million. Apparently Sonya says they interviewed everyone. No clues. Pierce says nobody knows anything. Vince says if they know nothing, the two of you are going to be let go. You guys are going to be future endeavored.
Yeah, that was something.
Sonya says we have surveillance footage, but it's just bare chest, bare legs. Vince says if you or someone else gives me info, I'm going to take care of them. They'll get a title shot for Big E for the WWE Championship. And then we get an interview with Randy Orton. He says Riddle can get lost in the ring, but it's not like him to miss a match. Last I saw him was when we were celebrating after last night's match at Survivor Series. Riddle clearly walks in, but he's still out of frame. Randy looks at him and says, "What did you do?" And Riddle is shown to look like Randy. He's got a fake mustache and a fake soul patch, kind of goatee thing. He says, "I was busy doing Viper stuff. I'm doing what you said. I'm gonna be you. Dolph Ziggler is a lame has-been. I'm gonna give him a painful introduction when he gets in the ring with the Legend Killer. I'm about to zigzag Dolph with his own bleach blonde nightmare." Randy says, enough. I said, be like me. I didn't say be me. And then Riddle's like, well, hit my music, bro. And then it goes out for Riddle versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. Perfect timing for my notes to copy on my screen. All right. So yeah, a pretty simple match. Riddle's doing okay up until he gets like the fake mustache and goatee pulled off. He ends up getting a Corral lock on Dolph and begins like spinning around with him for a gut wrench suplex. He avoids a super kick, sends a knee into Dolph's face. Then Riddle starts doing the Randy thing of slamming his hands down on the mat. And it's an RKO. It's a fucking RKO.
Yeah,
God
and
bless.
Randy's hella proud of him. He gets in the ring, kicks away Robert Roode, and then gives a Bro Derek to Roode, I think. No, it was to Dolph. I forget who it was to, but he does a Bro Derek, and they celebrate. And you know for a fact that betrayal's coming.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's soon. I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, me too. All right, so after that, we had the wrestlers tearing apart backstage, looking for the egg, knowing that there's a title match. R-Truth holds up a football, thinking it's an egg, and then he goes into the women's room, is shoot out of there, and says, "It ain't in there." And the funny thing is that Rhea Ripley was also searching for it.
Yeah, which I like that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really make sense because we know that the WWE would never, but still.
But they should. So we then go back to the ring where Becky Lynch has her victory lap. She says, I've had some of the biggest moments of my life here in Brooklyn. 3 years ago, my career skyrocketed. I slapped Charlotte across the face. Last night was the culmination of a decades of love and hate. I came out here and I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to maim her. And you all loved every second of it. You didn't care who walked out. But of course I won. Now that that's done, on to something fresh and new. Who that's fresh and new would you like to see on top? Rhea Ripley? Maybe Bianca Belair back on top? How about Liv Morgan? It's so funny because I used to put so much stock into your opinion and I realized it was a load of crap. I watched 10 women last night break their backs trying to impress you and you did your stupid chants and songs. But I agree with you. None of those 10 superstars has what it takes to beat me. But you like Liv now? Because she's won one match in 4 years? She won't beat me. Not every underdog has its day. I've got a death grip on this title. Nobody is getting this title off of big-time backs. She had a point about the 10 women breaking their backs. Wish it was a better match, but...
Yeah.
Rather wish the Sasha Banks thing wasn't so stupid for getting counted out.
Yeah. There were a lot of ways that match could have been better, but like it really, he did make a good point that like this women's division like works hard regardless of like the fact that like you might not love it.
Yeah.
And you guys are being dicks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So then we had Bianca Belair versus Tamina, but Bianca comes out and says, last night it came all the way back from 4-1. I did that because the WWE Universe cheered me on. I think it's... Becky just said they didn't. Becky just said that they were chanting and singing and shit.
Yeah.
She said, I showed I'm the fastest, the strongest, the toughest. I am the BEST. I am the sole survivor. Now hopefully Dewdrop will go on somewhere and stop being salty. She should help Mr. McMahon find the egg. But enough of that. I have to show Tamina what I showed SmackDown. And then we get that match.
Yes, we do. Love that it takes my monitor like 5 extra minutes to turn on. Yeah, it wasn't much of a match though, if I'm being very honest.
Yeah, it's very short.
Yeah. We get some single-footed drop kicks to Tamina, then a snap suplex as well as a kip up. Tamina goes shoulder first into the post and then just gets hit with the coyote, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much where it begins and ends.
And then Dewdrop comes out and attacks Bianca. And yeah, Dewdrop's looking less bubblegummy.
Yeah, she definitely is. Also, why was Natty there?
Well, they said something about like a lot of SmackDown superstars had to show up this week.
Yeah, but still,
I don't know.
tag team got broken up.
I don't know. Why was Sami Zayn there?
Oh, because Sami Zayn likes to stick his nose in everything.
Fair.
It's his soul, but.
All right, and then we had Seth Rollins in the ring, and this is where it happened. So, Seth says, "Last night, right here, I did what I was born to do. I took this show, put it over my shoulder, and led Team Raw to victory. The best part, I did it all by myself. The rest of my team were eliminated. Finn Balor got pinned right here in this ring, no help from Finn Balor. But in a few moments, Finn Balor is going to walk down that ramp, get in this ring, and I'm going to lead by example when I show Finn Balor a thing or two what it means to be the best. I am Seth frickin' Rollins." Finn Balor comes out. They start brawling. Seth stomps Finn twice as a result. And then that's when the fan attacks Seth. As he's heading back up the ramp, a fan tackles him, but fucking Seth gets him in a front face lock. And then he's the fan's pulled off. The fan, quote unquote, is pulled off by security and the refs.
Yeah. It was like, first of all, I was kind of disappointed in the first place because I was like, well, fuck, I wanted Seth versus Finn. Like, you offered it to me.
Yeah.
And here I was thinking I was going to say yes, please, but then I got nothing.
Do you think that'll probably be day one? Probably be a day one match.
Maybe. But yeah, then all of a sudden it's like, someone's attacked Seth. Nobody's talking about it. We're not cutting back to Seth. And then I think that was around the time that you were like, oh, it was a fan. And I was like,
yeah. I checked Twitter and everyone was saying it was a fan.
Yeah, and there's one video at least that is just incredibly up close and just Seth screaming at this man, "Is that all you got, bitch?" And I said, Seth, I think he's got more. I think we might want to just rein it in for 5 seconds.
That fan was lucky. That fan was so lucky he got pulled off by the refs, because Seth would have beat his ass, as most wrestlers do. Like,
I know. I also, that fan is lucky that security was just like so gentle with him.
Oh yeah, he should have had his ass beat.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like, we're just like, the only person who was really rough with him outside of Seth was Eddie Orango. Maybe Janalo.
Yeah,
outside of that,
Eddie got a 3/4 Nelson on him.
Yeah. So that's lucky that he had those two, because basically Pierce and his other married band of manly men.
Was Pierce out there?
Yeah, I think there's Pierce out there. I vividly recall seeing a bald man.
Pierce would have beat his ass alone.
Pierce did not beat his ass, though. So
If it was wrestler, if it was Scrap Daddy, he'd be fucked.
and that wasn't Scrap Daddy. That in fact was just some guy.
Oh.
Apparently apparently there's also um some guy who was pretty close to like the front row, like near the announce desk area,
Mm-hmm.
got ejected.
Really? Why?
Because he said some shit. The person said it was Alex McCarthy from TalkSport. Said no idea what was said, but Montez Ford waved him off with both MVP and Sami Zayn getting animated.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is up. Like, is it a full moon tonight? Is that what it is?
I mean, it was a full moon the other day. Wonder if my app will tell me, my widget on my desktop. Oh, no, Microsoft Edge is opening. I don't want this.
Yeah, I'm in that position where I am in like the Twitter timeline, and it's much further in than I thought I was. So here's this picture of Urgle. I wish it would like. There you go. At that angle, you can quite just barely see it. A child.
Prince Devitt.
That's the Prince Devitt right there.
That's Son Devitt.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit's like very weird right now.
It Brooklyn has been a weird place for WWE today and yesterday.
Yeah.
They got to get out of Brooklyn.
Yeah, honestly.
Stick to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, well, here, let me see. Oh, that's CoStar. I have two apps that are black backgrounds with little moons on them. Okay, so yeah, the full moon was just recently because the moon is a waning gibbous at 87%.
Oh. Cool.
Moon. Those who are just listening to the audio, I have an app. It's quite literally called Moon.
So after that, we got more of everyone running around looking for the egg. And then we get Sami Zayn in Vince's office. He says, I heard rumblings that anyone who has information about the egg, there's a title opportunity tonight. Well, I know who took it. Well, I'm pretty sure. 95%. The thing is, they're not here yet. I'll bring them to you. I thought for a hot second, Sami was going to say that he stole it.
Yeah, I thought Kevin did.
Yeah, Kevin was being a little suspicious.
Yeah, he was being a little weirdo.
Mm-hmm. And then we get, speaking of which, we get Kevin Owens looking around for the egg. Well, very, very casually. He's interviewed by, I think it was Sarah. He says, I wasn't listening to what Seth is saying. I was busy looking for this egg. What I will pay attention to is if I'm not fortunate enough to bring back the egg, and I can't wait to see who does. And then we get the Street Profits versus AJ Styles and Omas, this was a dumb match.
Yeah, this wasn't good. Basically, so where we start is AJ pretty much immediately right off the bat says, I don't want to wrestle right now. He tags Omas in. But Montez and Dawkins like bop out of the ring because they're like, we're not doing this. And we go to commercial break, and we come back, and it's AJ versus Dawkins. And Montez, so Basically, there's no point in that initial exchange.
Yeah.
Montez let out a little scream, which was kind of fun, but like,
He suddenly gained the courage when he saw the Montez's doo-doo sign.
he was like, "Wait, no, I'm not doo-doo." Yeah, it's AJ versus Dawkins post-commercial break. But when Omas does get back in, I keep trying to scroll on the wrong laptop. When Omas does get back in, he flattens what was a previously cocky Montez. Dawkins.
Donkey.
Dawkins gets launched from the ring, similar to the way he did last night. And then Dawkins comes out of goddamn nowhere with a fucking fire extinguisher.
Yeah, he carried it in a duffel bag, apparently. I don't know why.
And sprays Omas, who has Montez up on his shoulders, and kind of sprays Montez at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just a weird ending. My most humble of opinions.
What? Like, why would he bring in a fire extinguisher? Why?
I don't know. Because they know that they can't fight Omas?
I mean, I guess. Why get in the match in the first place then? So after that, we had Zelina and Carmella in an interview. Carmella says, the real question is, what's our game plan against Rhea Ripley? We're not worried about Nikki. Zelina says, Rhea's been the one carrying the team. We'll overpower her with our royal beauty. Carmella says, this is how you prove you're the diamond of WWE. Smarts, strategy, and strength. We then get yet another video package for Veer saying, coming to Raw. When though? When?
Never.
Yeah.
It's been about a month of this.
Mm-hmm.
So
then,
I don't know.
Then we get Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley versus Carmella and Zelina Vega for the WWE Women's Tag Title. No? You don't get that?
No, we don't. It had to have been a match. I mean, I've actually a couple more notes on this than I've had on the previous matches. Carmella gets her mask on. It's the mask from last night. We actually get to see the mask. The mask was not in vain. It's funny because it is in vain. I'm so fucking tired. Carmella gets the mask on. Rhea super kicks her ringside. Back in the ring, we get a series of short arm clotheslines to Carmella. Zelina gets in. Zelina's trying to be Zelina. She does fuck all and gets headbutted. But Zelina does get a really nasty DDT onto Rhea, which I don't know who to give the credit to on that one because Rhea was like dropped on her head basically.
Yeah.
Becky ends up getting him. She takes off Carmella from the apron, hits a sliding clothesline to Zelina, hits her with a bulldog and then a twisting neck breaker, and then Carmella attacks Nikki and Rhea runs her down. Then Nikki almost loses the match, but Rhea saves the moment, and then Nikki attacks Carmella, who was attacking Rhea, and then Nikki gets hit with the code red from Zelina for Zelina and Carmella to win. And it's just interesting because I know that Rhea and Nikki are gonna break up now.
I hope so.
But then we had two women's tag teams, and then we have one again.
But that's when you retire the belt, so that Carmella and Zelina are forever the women's tag champs. I hope they do that.
Okay. I don't know about that one.
Then we had Sami and Vince once again. Theory's in there too. Austin Theory gives the egg to Vince. Vince says, why did you do this? You used to have a promising career. Austin Theory says, I wanted to take a selfie with it. but I couldn't even go to the locker room. I got scared. Vince says, show me the selfie. Theory shows the selfie. Vince says, you took a huge risk coming in here. I'm going to drop the charges. He reminds me of me. You're going to get the title match tonight. And Sami's like, what the fuck? Excuse me?
He's got every right to feel that way.
Yeah. It made no sense. And Theory's like, hell yeah, can we take a selfie? Sami said, you said the person who brought the culprit would get the title opportunity. Vince says, shut up. No one likes a snitch.
Since you wanted people to snitch.
Also, Montez Ford acknowledged the Montez's doo-doo sign on Twitter. He screenshotted it and said, I am doo-doo.
What?
Oh, fuck.
Okay, sure.
So after that, we then get a match that was not announced. Reggie versus Cedric Alexander for the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, Reggie starts the match by doing some acrobatic bullshit. Cedric just slaps the shit out of him.
Cedric had his fucking number.
Yeah.
Reggie stole something from Cedric.
Cedric was like, I don't want to be in this match, and I'm going to show you. So yeah, Cedric just slaps the shit out of Reggie. Reggie then turns a powerbomb into a Hurricane Rana. It kind of felt like, oh, this is it. This is how it ends. But it doesn't end there because we just get a backbreaker to Reggie for Cedric to win. Then all of the people from like the 24/7 championship crowd come out. And then Dana Brooke flies off the top turnbuckle and pins Cedric to win the belt. And then all the men are like, well, we can't fight a woman.
So
it's like, no, you can.
They suddenly all give up on getting the title. Alright, so then we had a promo with the Mysterios. Dominic's like, look, I have something to confess. When you're getting attacked by Lashley last week, I just stood there. I'm sorry. Ray says, don't beat yourself up. Bobby isn't the first monster I faced. There's Brock, Kane, Batista, Undertaker. I've always held my chin high. I can fight my own battles, but tonight I fight by your side, and damn proud of it. I fight for you, me, our family. Dana, we then get an interview with Dana, and this was not good. She says,
I don't remember it, honestly.
She says, tonight I created an opportunity and I captured it. Now I know I have a target on my back. This is my moment to show the world who Dana Brooke is. Then we had Bobby Lashley versus the Mysterios in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah. This was a good match. Dom immediately is clobbered by Bobby. But he jumps on Bobby's back. Bobby hits him with a flatliner. Bobby gets sent into a post, though. And then Ray gets in. He dropkicks Lashley. We do a series of rapid tags between Dom and Ray. Lashley nearly gets the Hurt Lock put on Ray, but Dominic dropkicks Lashley. Lashley goes to run Dominic into the post, and Ray dives out onto him to release his son. Lashley, however, goes back to torturing Dominic back in the ring. Dominic gets an enziguri and a super kick to Mr. Lashley. Ray gets in. He moonsaults right into Lashley's arms, only for Dominic to enter the ring and help Ray with a tornado DDT. We get a double 619. We get 2 frog splashes onto Lashley and a double cover. he still can't get it. And then there's a hurt lock on Dominic after Ray is taken out from the equation for Dominic to lose for his team.
And Bobby continues his streak of destroying children.
And the Mysterios.
Yeah. 2 birds with 1 stone. Who's the next child he destroys? Could be Aaliyah.
No, we can't get 6 matches.
Well, he didn't have a match with Gage.
No, I'm just saying that, like, I don't think that he'd be allowed to lay his hands on, like, a lady.
Who else has a child? Maybe Seth's child?
Also a girl.
Oh yeah, Rouge.
Yeah. It's Rue.
Rue.
Yeah. You're making mac and cheese.
Maybe -1.
Sure. Oh, fine. That's the forbidden door opening.
That's it. Or it's who has a son? Does Xavier Woods have a son?
Xavier Woods has several children, so I would not be shocked if one of them was a son.
Yeah. Miriam said, has Bobby fought Shane McMahon yet? There we go.
The ultimate son.
Yeah.
Prodigal son.
Ooh. Do any of the Usos have children?
No. No. Roman has a child.
Does he?
At least one. I think he's got more than one, but he's got at least one. But the one I'm thinking of is a daughter, I think, so.
Maybe it's just Cedric.
Maybe it's one of the Usos, because technically, they are pretty young. And they're another wrestler's son.
Maybe it's Daniel Garcia.
That would make sense.
Sure.
He's the son of 2.0.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. We then have an interview with Big E. He says, last night I let people down. Can't blame Paul, the Usos. It's on me. On Raw, I have my hands full. I mean, literally. I was hungry. He holds up 2 pieces of food. Was it 2 apples or something he holds up?
I don't remember.
I thought it looked like apples. He says, tonight I have a WWE title match with Austin Theory. The kid is talented. The one thing I can do is that after retaining this title, I'm going to be feeling pretty good. Nobody else has a child? Lacey Evans. Is Lacey Evans having a son or a daughter?
I think she had a daughter.
Oh, come on.
Goddamn wrestlers.
Yeah.
The exercise that they're doing.
Having daughters.
Yeah. Damn it, guys. Who's Bobby gonna fight?
Gigi Dolan's brother.
Sure. Fine.
Darby.
Let him.
Sting's son.
Last time somebody beat up Sting's son, Sting was like, thank you. It's like, Sting?
Wait, no. No, Regal's son.
There you go.
Charlie Dempsey.
Does it count if Regal doesn't exist anymore?
He's in the history books.
Fair enough.
Okay. Then we had an interview with Liv Morgan. She said it's bittersweet. Team Raw won, but Becky Lynch walks in. She says, the story is that Liv Morgan again underdelivered. Thankfully, Bianca pulled it out. What did you do? It takes me back to Money in the Bank. I was rooting for you, Liv. Everyone was rooting for you. And you made it to the top. But no, somebody came and outshined again. And Liv was like, well, I held your title last week. And Becky's like, huh, I do autographs every week. I let kids hold the title. Doesn't mean they're champion. You've embarrassed me and your family and your friends. And Liv gets cry face. And Becky says, "Oh, are you gonna cry?" Liv hits her, walks out, and Becky's like, "Oh, I gave her cry face."
To be fair, Becky was crying last night, so.
Yeah, but this week she had to deal with her husband getting assaulted. She's allowed to make Liv cry. Alright, and then we get Damien Priest's open challenge. I didn't take notes on this stuff that happened with Apollo Crews, but I'm gonna try and tell it from memory. So Damien has his open challenge. Out comes Apollo and Aziz. Aziz has the mic initially, and he's kind of introducing Apollo. And Apollo starts talking about him being of Nigerian descent and royalty, yada yada. And Priest isn't having any of that. He says, "Shut up. This is New York." That gets a huge pop. But ultimately, Apollo doesn't accept. Doesn't accept the challenge. I don't know why he came out there then.
Yeah, it's like, but you weren't the one who was to accept or decline.
Mm-hmm.
Going out meant that you accepted. Yeah, whatever.
But then Sami Zayn comes out, and he accepts, because Apollo's not going to. And so we get Damien Priest versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah. We get an exploded Damien into the barricade ringside. There's some kicks to Sami from Priest and a bell clap. Sami gets a blue thunderbomb though off onto Damien. Damien fails the reckoning, gets rolled up, but Zayn can't quite get the pin. He gets beaten up a little more, and intelligently decides to roll his ass out of the ring. Kind of collects himself, hangs Priest up on the top rope, but Damien, after a certain point, goes full Archangel. Is that it?
Archangel?
Yeah. And gets the reckoning on Sami to win.
Well, no. Archangel's the good one. Archangel's like the head angel. He went full Damien, full demon.
I thought an Archangel was
No, Archangel's like one of the lead angels, like Michael or Gabriel.
jack shit. Oh, see, I thought that they were bad angels this whole time. Anybody was wondering, I have
maybe I'm
no
wrong.
clue what it says.
On second thought, maybe I am wrong.
Right.
Angel. I don't want to know about the singer-songwriter.
Is a singer-songwriter?
Yeah, singer-songwriter named Archangel. Like, why not? What, just give me a fucking... Am I spelling it wrong?
How are you spelling it?
Arcangel. Archangel. Okay.
Yeah, an Archangel is an angel of high rank. Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's... Or is this Fallen Angels?
Well, whatever. Never said I knew anything about religion.
Oh God.
What?
I look up Evil Angel, and the first thing that comes up is hardcore porn. What?
Right.
The production company. Oh, wow. No, I didn't mean to click on it.
You good over there?
I'm good. I'm now looking up Evil Angel Bible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just fallen angels.
I love you.
Okay. But that was a fun match. It was really fun. It's good to see Damien go full demon and have it not end in a DQ, but I think they need to start being a little more conservative with how they trigger the Damien. Because I mean, in the past, it was like getting hit by a chair, or what was the one with Shinsuke? Oh, it was Boogs constantly annoying him. Those were understandable. This one was just Sami slapped him, I think. Oh no, he pointed the title.
Yeah, he just kind of was fucking around.
Yeah, they gotta be more restrained with it, or like have it be bigger things that cause it. You see, we've seen the Damien side. We haven't seen the priest side, or is he always the priest, and the Damien comes out?
I think he's always the priest, and then the Damien comes out.
Oh, it should be like he's neutral, like he is the space, but either the Damien or the priest can come out, and when the priest comes out when he sees somebody like down on their luck, he feels sympathy, and then feels very charitable. He gives him all his money. Like, that's how he vacates the title. He feels bad. he sees Liv Morgan with cry face and just hands her the title.
And how do you think Corbin got rich again?
Oh yeah, it's all Damien's money. All right, so then we had an interview with Austin Theory. He says, "My first WWE Championship match. I even got a selfie with Vince. Tonight I'll become the youngest WWE champion in history. I just got to Raw, so no disrespect to Big E. But at Survivor Series, you saw what I did for Raw, and Big E is a big loser. Mr. McMahon knows Theory is in the future. I'll take a selfie as the new WWE champion." Can his gimmick be more than just he likes selfies? Can there be more to that?
No, he's
No.
a millennial, I guess, or a Gen Z, or I don't know.
I think Gen Z or I don't
Younger
know.
than us. So.
But then we get Big E versus Austin Theory for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I wasn't really in love with this match.
Thought it was fun.
He had some awesome gear.
Yeah, Festivus.
Yes, he had his Festivus gear on that said Happy Festivus on the front, and on the back it said, "Until you can pin me, Festivus is not over," which I guess Festivus is not over because nobody pinned him.
Festivus will never end.
Well, to be fair, George Costanza never pinned his father, so
Yeah.
Festivus continues.
Yeah.
I also almost bought the shirt that Kramer wears in the Festivus episode, like the acorn squash on it, like all over, and I was like, it was on Etsy, and I was like, oh. And now whenever I go onto Etsy, it's like the one thing I have in my like wish list.
Mm.
Every time I see it, it's been like a year now. Every time I see it, I'm like, I could.
You could, yeah.
But then I remember I've got bills to pay. It's always.
All right. Let's talk about the match.
So Theory slaps Big E. He gets a brainbuster off onto E, but Big E kicks out of the cover at 1. He hits a big splash onto Theory. Theory gets a drop kick. Also, Seth and Kevin Owens are out at ringside for this match. Seth distracts Big E and deadlegs him. Theory gets like this weird like rolling like cutter onto E. And Kevin and Seth start arguing. And this distracts Theory. Then the distracted Theory gets hit with the big ending for Big E to win. It's just, I don't know. I didn't love this match.
I thought it was good. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, wasn't anything super special.
Yeah. I think I feel like they're pushing Theory without giving us a good reason to care.
Right.
Which is kind of frustrating.
No, yeah, I agree. Um And they're making him so one note that it's hard to want to follow him.
Yeah. He's just not interesting. He's just kind of annoying and like not even in like the like yeah, he's a heel, but like I kind of want to know what's gonna happen next way. Like I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up the recap for tonight's Raw. I should also mention that there was just like a lot of back and forth with KO, Seth, and Big E. Big E gives a big ending to Seth. KO escapes. That's really it. So you want to move on to bests of the night?
Do you want to move on?
Now, after our best of the night, we'll be having our question segment. So if you have a question for us, leave it in the chat now. If you're watching on YouTube, leave it in the comments. And we'll get to it in the next one. If you're listening in the audio realm, say on Spotify or otherwise, join in the live show, twitch.tv/The Pinfall Podcast. We'd love to chat with you live. Alright, so let's talk about promo of the night. I know my promo of the night. Or do I? Wait, hold on. There are a couple good choices. There are a couple. I want to go with Becky. Becky's first one. When she mentions the chants and the singing, and because she's very much a tweener, but she's being very heelish.
I can give that to you.
Cool. I honorable mention to the other Becky promo where she gives Liv cryface. All right, let's talk about wrestler of the night now. All right, Liz, I'll give you three options. Who are some good options? All right, Bobby Lashley, Damien Priest, or Big E.
I'd say Bobby, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Go with Bobby. All right. Now let's talk about our match of the night. So as always, we go from the worst to the best, and Liz will say if she agrees. So let's start with the worst. With a 3 out of 10, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash versus Carmella and Queen Zelina. I thought this match was pretty dumb. It's just so unimpressive, and everyone looks bad. Nobody looks good. Rhea looked pretty decent, but she always looks at least decent. I thought this match was like fine. I don't think Rhea and Nikki should have lost the belts, but if this means Rhea can go back to being a singles wrestler, fine.
Yeah.
Maybe Nikki can take the 24/7 belt. Excuse me. So next up, 3 out of 10. Street Profits versus AJ and Omas. Why was there a fire extinguisher? That was so stupid. And the match itself was like just fine too. Next up, 4 out of 10. Bianca Belair versus Tamina. This is fine. I don't know. This whatever. Didn't love it.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it. Next up, 5 out of 10. Reggie versus Cedric Alexander. I just love seeing Reggie just Cedric beat the piss out of Reggie.
That was a good match for what it was.
Yeah. Next up, 5 out of 10. Riddle versus Dolph Ziggler. That was pretty decent. It was fine. Dolph got jobbed out a bit. It's fine.
Yeah.
Next up, 6 out of 10. Damien Priest versus Sami Zayn. It was a fun match. These guys are great workers. I just wish they would be a little bit more careful with triggering the demon, as I've already said. Next up, Biggie versus Austin Theory at 7 out of 10. I really liked this match. Thought it was fun. Didn't provide anything new, but it was fun. Sure.
Can't disagree.
And finally, my pick for match of the night: Bobby Lashley versus the Mysterios. This is a ton of fun. This is great.
Yeah, this was this like it took me by surprise by how much fun it was. I thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really like this one. Thought it was good. I just wish that we would get like a little more push on the Mysterio solution.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will soon. That'll be a big Rumble match, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's run it back. Promo of the night: Becky Lynch addresses the haters. Wrestler of the night: Bobby Lashley. Match of the night: Bobby Lashley versus the Mysterios. All right, you want to answer a question or so?
Answer a question.
If anyone has any questions in chat, please leave them now, as I'm saying once again. Samarium asked, who do you think will be the one to take the belts off of Becky and Charlotte? Becky should be Liv. Or Asuka. Asuka can win it for real.
I could see Asuka coming back and taking it off of Becky. Honestly, I don't know if I see. Well,
Charlotte should be Tony.
I don't see Charlotte holding that belt for much longer because that's usually a Charlotte Flair title reign.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
If Shotzi hadn't lost to Sasha, it would have been Shotzi.
I wanted to say Bayley, but I don't think Bayley will come back in time for.
Yeah.
Or to not have the belt.
Yeah. Speaking of long title reigns, do you think Roman Reigns is going to beat Bruno Sammartino's record?
No, I don't. Better not.
Somebody made the calculation on Reddit, and they said that in order for Roman to beat Sammartino's record, it'll be, I think May 2028. So we got a few years left of this reign to go.
God help us.
And we'll be in Dwayne Johnson's presidential his term as president.
God. I think with Charlotte, I think Tony is a really great option.
Yeah.
I think that they kind of screwed the pooch with Shotzi's heel turn, though.
Yeah.
I think with Becky, I'm hoping it's Liv. I really am. If anyone deserves it, it's Liv.
Mm-hmm. It's probably going to be Bianca, though.
Which I also wouldn't be that pissed about.
I would be. She had a very long feud for the SmackDown title.
I think she deserved to have the title back. I just think that they are really doing it in a fucked up way.
Right.
Yeah, I'm hoping. No offense to them, I'm hoping that they don't have long title reigns just because we've seen it. We've seen it before. We've done this.
Real quick, Eva Marie was released, right?
Yes.
I'm deleting her from the ladder. I mean, I think a better question to ask when it comes to Becky is, who would be a better opponent for Alexa Bliss? Becky or Liv? They might be holding off on Becky losing the title for Alexa to come back. Or they have Liv's first opponent be Alexa.
I always forget about Alexa Bliss, honestly.
Yeah,
I think Liv versus Alexa Bliss would be a really cool feud.
it would be, but I do want to see the promo battle between Becky and Bliss. I think that would be great. I mean, Charlotte and Bliss killed it. But Becky and Bliss might kill it even more.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really hoping that it's Liv that takes the belt off Becky. I think Becky and Charlotte are more interesting when they don't have belts.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking at the list of women in the division right now. It's like Zelina won't be the one to win it. I could see a feud happening, but she's not going to be the one to win it. Rhea, I can't see that happening. Dewdrop, definitely not. Nikki Ash, no way. Carmella, no way. Bliss, potentially. Dana Brooke, absolutely not. And Tamina, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say Liv and Liv and Tony. Oh, B-Fab's not on the roster anymore.
No, she's not, unfortunately.
No, Naomi. That's gonna be the payoff with this whole feud. Sonya.
Yeah, because we're definitely getting a payoff on the feud.
I think we will.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't have that much hope in the in the writing ability.
I'm sticking with it though. Sticking with Naomi. All right. Well, that's all the questions we have. Liz, would you like to close out the show?
Yes. Please join us tomorrow night, where we will probably be a little more awake. We will be talking about NXT, and it will be our last NXT show because we are going to move on to a modified schedule where we will not be talking about the WWE anymore.
As a test run.
As a test run. If the test run is successful, we might still talk about it occasionally. And we will still talk about the big pay-per-views. Yeah, we are moving on to a modified schedule, so after tomorrow, we will be off the air until the following Tuesday when we will be doing our WWE 2K20 stream.
It will be the Home to Survivor series.
Yeah. And then we will have a Dynamite show that following Wednesday, then an Impact show that following Thursday, and then nothing until Sunday when we do our special Grab Bag Indie show.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah, I thought like a little grab bag. Maybe it might not be an indie show, but chances are it will be.
Yeah, we listed off the choices earlier. It could be GCW, So High. Could be Beyond. Could be Triple Mania. Could be Rampage, depending on what the cards are.
NJPW.
Could be NWA. Although I wouldn't say NJPW for that week, just because there's like a bunch of Super Juniors, a bunch of...
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that in general it could be NJPW.
I'm just talking about the first Sunday. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching. Follow and subscribe. Our YouTube is The Pinfall Podcast. Our Twitch is at twitch.tv/The Pinfall Podcast. Join us live. We'd love to chat with you. If you want to listen to us in the audio realm, that is Spotify. Search up The Pinfall Podcast. Our Twitter is at Pinfall Podcast. I'm at The Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow for NXT.